Hi, I'm Ruben Saltzman with Structure Tech Home Inspections, and today I'm going to show you how to repair an ungrounded three-prong outlet. Okay, let me change that a little bit. Today I'm going to show you how an electrician would go about repairing an ungrounded three-prong outlet. I'm not giving you the entire full story of all the little steps that need to be done and all the things that need to be checked, but I'll give you an overview of what an electrician would do. Now, to start off, one of the most common defects that us home inspectors find on older homes is ungrounded three-prong outlets. Now, a three-prong outlet, it's just like it says in the name, it's got this third prong on there, versus a two-prong outlet, which does not have that third prong. The purpose of that third prong is to ground any equipment that's plugged into it. Think of the ground path as an emergency lane on the highway. Normally, there's no traffic going on there. Normally, there's no current going through this third prong. But if something goes wrong, if you got an emergency, it's really important to have it. And it can save lives. Having this path can cause a circuit breaker to trip. It gets overloaded, it shuts off the power, and then it saves you from being electrocuted. That's the purpose of this. Under normal conditions, you're not going to need it at all. So that's what it's all about. That's a very stripped down version of it. So when we test these outlets using our cheap little three-prong electrical testers, if they tell us that the outlet isn't properly grounded, the home inspector is going to recommend repair. And then an electrician is going to come out and they're going to first have to figure out, is there a proper metallic path going all the way back to the electrical panel so the three-prong outlet can just be properly grounded. And the way they might do that, and I'm really simplifying it here, but they would take a 2-lead electrical tester. It's going to look something like this, and they're going to put that up to the outlet. They're going to stick one lead in the hot slot and another lead to the metal box, assuming it's a metal box. And if the tester lights up, it means that we have a continuous path back to the panel. I will qualify that though. If you've got a metal box in, say, a concrete block wall, it could fool the tester and it could make you think that you have a continuous path when you really don't. It's just an incidental path to ground. So there's more to it than just using a 2-lead tester, but I can tell you if you use a 2-lead tester on a metal box and it doesn't light up, you definitely don't have a continuous path back to the panel. So if an electrician does determine that there is a proper path back to the panel, they would simply properly ground that receptacle to the metal box. And the way it's done is they run a wire from, where'd it go? They run a wire from this little ground tab to the metal box. And this is what that looks like. We're going to start off by taking a small length of copper wire. It can either be bare copper wire or green, and we're going to connect it to the grounding screw on the receptacle or the outlet. I've been using the terms interchangeably today. And then we're also going to connect the other end of that wire to the metal box. Now, conveniently, I've already got a screw installed in the box. If there wasn't a screw, I'd have to drill a hole in the middle box and then put the screw in there. And then we're just going to tighten that screw down. Now, if we don't have that continuous metal path back to the panel, we have to take another option. In that case, there's 3 different options you can choose to fix your ungrounded three-prong outlet. Number 1 is you go back to a 2-prong outlet. That is allowed in the electrical code. Now, I don't like that option because as soon as somebody installs a 2-prong outlet, what are they going to do when they need to plug in a 3-prong plug? They're going to pick up one of these stupid little 2 to 3-prong adapters where you plug this into the outlet and now you have the option of plugging in a 3-prong plug. However, this is not properly grounded. The only way you can safely use these things is by putting a screw through here into a grounded, yeah, you heard me, a grounded 2-prong receptacle. There is such a thing. It's rare, but it can happen. That's the only time you can safely use one of these things. So that's why I don't like this option. I don't think it's a good option, but it is an option. Number 2, you replace the receptacle with a GFCI receptacle. It's going to look like one of these guys, and this provides life safety protection. It'll keep someone from getting electrocuted. They'll still get shocked. That's what's gonna make this thing trip. But before they get so much current going through their body that they get electrocuted, this thing's gonna trip. It's gonna kill the circuit and you won't die. And if these are going to be installed in an ungrounded location, all of these come with a little pack of stickers, and you gotta apply a sticker to the receptacle that says no equipment ground. That's the way to properly install it. And then the third way would be to add GFCI protection. And it means that you're gonna leave the three-prong receptacle just the way that it is, but you'll add GFI protection somewhere upstream from the outlet. It might be a GFCI circuit breaker at the main panel. That would be an acceptable way of doing it. And in that case, with that little sticker pack that comes with the outlet, you need to apply a couple of stickers on here. One is gonna say no equipment ground, and the other is gonna say GFCI protected, letting anybody who's looking at it know, hey, we don't need to freak out just because our cheap little tester tells us it's not grounded. There is some additional protection built into this outlet. So those are the different options for repairing an ungrounded three-prong outlet. If your home inspector brings this up, it's not the end of the world. It's nothing to freak out about. It's not that big of a deal for an electrician to fix this. Okay, I'm Ruben Saltzman with Structure Tech Home Inspections. Thanks for watching. Take care.